Well, our own Russ Mitchell clearly is not at the anchor desk with me right now. That is because he got the chance to speak exclusively to former Secretary of State Dr. Condoleezza Rice today. He joins us live now at the Bridgestone Senior Players Championship in Akron. I miss you, Russ, but a big good evening to you.
Miss you too, Laura, here at Firestone Country Club. It is a wonderful night here. It is absolutely stunning. Yes, it was a privilege speaking to the 66th Secretary of State. She is here to receive an award, the Ambassador of Golf Award, and we had a wide-ranging discussion. We talked about golf, which she's very passionate about. We talked about Ukraine. We talked about gas prices. We talked about the January 6th committee. We talked about the Cleveland Browns. She's a huge Cleveland Browns fan. You're going to hear that later on our newscast and on our digital platforms as well. A complete report at 11 o'clock tonight. But I wanted to ask the former secretary, as someone who has sat across the table from Vladimir Putin many times, is she surprised at the way Putin is acting?
I'm not surprised that he had this ambition to reestablish the Russian Empire. And understand, if there's an independent Ukraine, there means the Russian Empire really doesn't exist. You have to extinguish Ukraine. I knew he had the ambition. He once told me that Russia was only great when it was ruled by great men like Peter the Great and Alexander II. And so the ambition was there. The real question is what made that ambition suddenly an operational plan.
What do you say to something like that?
You simply nod politely because you're Secretary of State and you can't say anything rude. But I remember thinking at the time, really, do you think you're Peter the Great? But I do think that what maybe turned that ambition, that ambition into an operational plan, is maybe a little sense that maybe the West was weak after the way we left Afghanistan, maybe a sense that Ukraine was not as strong as it has turned out to be, and he certainly overestimated the capabilities of his armed forces. And some say that 2 years of isolation during COVID sent him deep into a place psychologically where he really believed he could act on that ambition to reestablish the Russian Empire. But it's sad. It's especially sad for the people of Ukraine. It's sad for Europe, and it's sad for the people of Russia, who this one man, he's dragged them into a terrible war.
The former secretary was complimentary for the most part on what the Biden administration has done in handling Ukraine, but she does say she wishes that we had done something sooner. As I said, the former Secretary of State is a huge Cleveland Browns fan, and I asked her today what she thinks of the Deshaun Watson situation. We're going to hear her thoughts on that and much more later on tonight at 11 o'clock, and as I said earlier, all on our digital platforms. Laura, it is warm out here, but it is gorgeous to be on a golf course, and it was, again, quite an honor for me to sit across from the former Secretary of State.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Well, we miss you. We'll see you back here at 11, and I look forward to more of your interview with her. Russ, thanks.